Hey everybody. So I just rented a really great film for my local Redbox. It is the new Woody Allen film Midnight in Paris. And I know that's just the typography there. There's no a real design on there. But anyway, um, this is a really good film, you guys. And this is coming from somebody that really doesn't care for Woody Allen that much. And that's saying a lot. So Midnight in Paris, guys, it is a story about a oh, by the way, this film stars Owen Wilson, Marion Cotillard, Kathy Bates, uh, Tom Hiddleston, Rachel McAdams. There's a pretty big cast in this movie, but anyway, it's about a screenplay writer who's on his honeymoon with his wife in Paris, and they're about to get married. Well, I should say that it's more of a celebration that they're going to get married, kind of a thing, kind of like we're about to get married, we're going to go to Paris to celebrate, that kind of a thing. So they're engaged and they're kind of celebrating their pre-marriage party, I guess. Um, so they go to Paris, and Owen Wilson is struggling with his screenplay career in Hollywood. And while there, he's hoping to write something based off this beautiful environment from Paris that can make him write a good story. So him and Rachel McAdams' character, they go around Paris, they do all the fun stuff, they go to all the sites, they look at all the historical parts, all the parts where major people in history went to. They go to all those places. And one night, Rachel McAdams and her parents, who came to visit them there, um, decide to go out to some kind of party, and Owen Wilson does not want to go. So instead, he walks around Paris, really kind of seeing the spots that the wife didn't want to go to or the fiance didn't want to go to earlier in the day. So now he's going to look at those places. So it's midnight now, and it's his first night there. And strangely enough, there's a car waiting for him at one point at a certain location in Paris. And he asks Owen Wilson's character to get in the car with him. So he goes in the car, and it turns out he goes to a some kind of a bar restaurant area that has a huge party going on. And it turns out every single great dead writer is there. And every famous artist, such as Pablo Picasso, Michelangelo, well, not actually, no, not that. Anybody who was living in the 1920s era or maybe the late 1800s and who was still alive around the 1920s was at this place. So, he met F. Scott Fitzgerald, he met Ernest Hemingway, he met, like I said, Pablo Picasso, if he was still alive then. Um, Pablo Picasso's wife, fiance, girlfriend, that kind of a thing. Um, just a lot of famous writers there, and he views this as a huge opportunity to make a good screenplay once and for all, to finally make a story that he feels proud of, rather than just someone in Hollywood telling him that it's good. He wants to personally feel good about it also. Um, so he obviously doesn't have it on him on the first night, but Ernest Hemingway says, I have someone coming in tomorrow night who would be the perfect choice for this. Bring it tomorrow night at the same place here. Meet me here, and I will guarantee you that your story will get critiqued. So Owen Wilson comes back the next night. He tells some white lie to his wife, saying, I kind of really like this place. I'm going to go back there again tonight. So he goes back at midnight again, and he has to be right at that place at midnight. Otherwise, that car will not be there, and he can't go back to this special place full of all these writers and artists and everything. So he goes back the following night, and he finally has a critic. And when he meets this critic, he meets a woman that he really, really likes. And it turns out that he meets the going to be wife, the fiance of Pablo Picasso. And he's seeing a famous painting by Pablo Picasso when he's meeting her. And it turns out him and what was going to be Pablo Picasso's wife, um, the wife of the going to be Pablo Picasso, is interested in Owen Wilson, and Owen Wilson is interested in her. So they start seeing each other. Um, he talks about his story. She talks about her life. They really enjoy each other's company, and they're both very attracted to each other. So it turns out the following day that he's actually rewriting history with that character specifically because he has a relationship with her. She writes in her journal about him, and that's where he really gets suspicious. Am I rewriting kind of the space-time continuum in some senses? So he continues this relationship with her, and this character is played by Marion Cotillard, who's really, really good in this film, by the way. In fact, she's good in almost every film I've seen her in, pretty much. Um, so this relationship's going on, his story's getting critiqued, uh, everything's going well for him. And without ruining the story or without telling you too much, I am going to tell you, without, like I said, without ruining it, that something does happen that does cause things not to work out the way Owen Wilson does. Uh, the way he kind of he envisioned something different and it didn't work out for him. But something does happen that causes a happy ending for his character, and that's about as much as that without you. Now you have to go see the movie in order to to know the rest of the story. But anyway, guys, I really, really liked this movie. I really think Woody Allen really outdone himself. He really did something great with this. Um, and I wasn't a huge fan of Annie Hall. I wasn't a huge fan of his ultimate big movie, and I think this film tops it. So that's saying a lot. A film that gets all this praise, and you don't like it, and you see this one, and you love it even more. And even though it got good praise, it's not getting the Annie Hall praise. Um, yeah, just a terrific film, you guys. I really enjoyed almost each and every character in this film. They're all written perfectly. And kind of like the film Sideways that I reviewed not too long ago. Um, you really get the sense of it is a comedy, but it's a clean comedy. It's not a raunchy comedy. It's not a, um, you know, private part joke kind of a movie. You don't see. It's not one of those movies where, um, like American Pie, where you see somebody doing something dirty on a webcam or something. It's not that. It's not that kind of movie. It's more a humorous in the sense that, like for example, there's a scene where Owen Wilson, because he found out about the whole rewriting history thing with his character, um, that he gave her some type of special earring thing, and that they had a terrific night of sex or something like that. And then so what he does is the following night he puts aftershave on. He really cleans himself up, and it's just kind of funny to watch because you know exactly what he's thinking. Like, oh, cool! I'm going to be doing something really fun tonight. That kind of a thing. Um, so Midnight in Paris, guys, make sure you check this film out. I love this movie. I'm definitely going to own this one at some point. Owen Wilson's great. Marion Cotillard is very good. I hope I actually see her at the Oscars for this film. I really thought it was that good. Just terrific scenery, terrific cinematography, a great musical score, a great cast, uh, great choice for the characters for the cast to play. It's just a really good film, you guys. Make sure you check this one out. It's called Midnight in Paris by Woody Allen. Oh, and I gave it a 9 out of 10, by the way.